Now that we've cast on using the long tail method, it's now time to knit it into the round. So first things first, if a pattern asks to cast on 60 stitches into the round, make sure you cast on an extra 1 stitch. This technique's going to knit 2 together, so we're actually going to lose 1 stitch and it's going to leave us with 60. So say this is the 61st and this is the 60th, we're going to knit those 2 together to close the gap. Also just make note that this is the nice uniform side, this is your right side. If you flip it over, that's your wrong side. So say for a slouchy beanie that you're not going to fold the brim, this is the side that you want to use when you're knitting. So you lift the 61st off and put it onto the left side needle. You knit 2 together. So you go into the second one, into the first one, and you knit 2 together. And just like that, that's in the round now. So it might look loose. I'll show you a video later of what happens when you knit around or you do your rib around. It will close that gap and make it look nice and uniform. So don't worry too much about that now. Just know that that's in the round now. Put a stitch marker on there. So you can put a stitch marker on there just to mark your number 1. But this is how you do it for a beanie that you don't want to fold up. So take that off and I'll show you now how to do it with a beanie that you want to fold up the brim. So if you think about it, you want to switch it around the other way, because when you look at it, you want to fold your brim. So the wrong side now becomes the right side. So you're working on the wrong side and then eventually you'll flip up that brim. So it's the same concept. You stick that extra stitch onto the left side needle, so you slip it over, yarn at the back because you want to knit it, and you just simply knit that together. It looks a bit bulky here, but just remember I'm going to add another video in there just to show you what happens when you do knit all the way around or you purl all the way around. It will close the gap and make it look nice and uniform, but that's where it's joined, so it looks nice there. If you don't know how to knit 2 together, there is a video, so you can watch that. And then this will now be knit as a rib, and we'll show you that because this is for a beanie. Alright, good luck. So I've now done 2 rows of rib, and this is where we joined our cast on together. So there's a little gap, but nothing like what it looked like before. So once you get into the rib, it will close that gap and it won't make it as noticeable. So if it does look a little bit dodgy or uneven, just do your rib and it will close that gap, and then you can sew that in later.